Hi there. I hope you are practicing what we learned till now. Let's move on with some more advanced stuff from now on. Up to this point, we have seen a series of mysterious commands, each with its own options and arguments. In this video, we will attempt to remove some of that mystery and even create our own commands. We'll discuss type, which, help, man, apropos, info, whatis, and alias commands in this video. Hey guys, it's Q, and welcome to our journey to master Linux command line. Hope you're liking the series so far. Let's get started. What exactly are commands? A command can be one of four different things. Number one, an executable program like all those files we saw in /usr/bin directory. Within this category, the program can be compiled binaries such as programs written in C, C++, or programs written in scripting languages such as the shell, Perl, Python, Ruby, and so on. Number two, a command built into the shell itself. These are called shell built-ins. For example, the cd command. Number three, a shell function. These are miniature shell scripts incorporated into the environment. We will learn to write shell functions later, but for now, just be aware that they exist. And lastly, number four, an alias. Aliases are commands that we can define ourselves, built from other commands. The type command is useful to know exactly which of the four kinds of commands is being used. It works like this: type space command name. Here we see the results for three different commands. Did you notice the one for ls command? Ls command is actually an alias for the ls command with color equals auto option added. Now we know why the output from ls is displayed in color. Sometimes there is more than one version of an executable program installed on a system. It's not common in desktop system, but common in servers. To know the exact location of a given executable, the which command is used. Which command only works for executable programs. If we try it on shell built-in commands, we'll either get no response or get an error. Bash has a built-in help facility available for each of the shell built-ins. To use it, type help followed by the name of the shell built-in. As you can see here, this is help for the cd command. See these square brackets? That means these are optional items. This notation says that the command cd may be followed by either L or a P, and further, if the P option is specified, the B option may be included followed by the optional argument dir. While the help command is concise and accurate, it is not a tutorial. Also, there is a lot of information we have not talked about yet. Don't worry, we'll get there. Many executable programs support -- help option that displays a description of the command's supported syntax and options. For example, the mkdir command with help option. Some programs don't support the help option, but try it anyway. Often it results in an error message that will reveal the same usage information. Most executable programs intended for command line use provide a formal piece of documentation called a manual or man page. It is used like this: man space program name. Man pages vary somewhat in format, but generally contain the following: a title, a synopsis of the command's syntax, a description of the command's purpose, a listing and description of each of the command's options. Man pages, however, do not usually include examples and are intended as a reference, not a tutorial. On most Linux systems, man uses less to display the manual page, so all of the familiar less commands work while displaying the page. It is also possible to search the list of man pages for possible matches based on a search term. It's crude but sometimes helpful. Suppose you want to see relevant commands about partition. You use the command apropos partition, and it will give you name of the man pages with their section numbers. Then you can go to that particular man page section by using the man command followed by the section number and the man page name like this. You can also use man-k to do the same thing. If the man pages looks overwhelming to you and you just want to know what a command does in one line, use the command whatis. It will tell you what a command does in a single line. The GNU project provides an alternative to man pages for their programs called info. Info pages are hyperlinked, much like web pages. If you get the error command not found while using info command, you can install it using your distribution-specific package manager like this. The info program reads info files, which are tree-structured into individual nodes, each containing single topic. Info files contain hyperlinks that can move you from node to node. A hyperlink can be identified by its leading asterisk and is activated by placing the cursor upon it and pressing the Enter key. Many software packages installed on your system has documentation files residing in the /usr/share/doc directory. Most of these files are stored in plain text and can be viewed with less command. But some of the files here are with .gz extension. That means it is zipped. Use the zcat command to view them. Zcat is same as cat command but for gz files. Now, for our first experience with programming, we will create a command of our own using the alias command. But before we start, we need to reveal a small command line trick. It's possible to put more than one command in a single line, separated by a semicolon like this. We have first used cd command to go to our desktop, and then we used the ls command to see all the files in it. Let's create a command called foo. And what this command will do is, it will go to your desktop. Then it will create two files called bar1 and bar2. First, let's see if the foo command is already in use somewhere. We'll use the type command to check that. Great! Foo is not taken, so let's create our alias. We will use the command alias, space the alias name, foo, and give an equal sign, and put our commands in between quotes. Now, let's run foo command. As we can see, the two files are created now, so our foo command worked. Now, if you use the type command with foo, it will show the underlying command, which will run when we execute foo command. We will use the unalias command to remove the foo command, so we can use foo to run some other commands. As you can see now, foo no longer exists now. While we purposefully avoided naming our alias with an existing command name, it is not uncommon to do so. As we saw in our previous video, if we use the type command with ls, we can see that the ls command is alias to ls command with the colored equals auto option. This is often done to apply a commonly desired option to each invocation of a common command. There is one tiny problem with defining alias in the command line. They vanish when the shell session ends, but we'll see later how we can make them permanent. For now, enjoy the fact that we have taken our first tiny step into the world of shell programming. That's it for today. Keep practicing, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Please do subscribe to this channel if you like the content. We'll see you again in our next video.